Hello everyone, we have an interesting question that borders on Faraday's first law of electrolysis, and it goes as follows. During electrolysis, 20 grams of a metal is deposited using a current of 0.5 ampere in 3.0 hours. The mass of the same metal which can be deposited using a current of 1.5 amperes in 1 hour is A, 1.0 gram, B, 0.5 grams, C, 3.0 grams, and D, 20 grams. So first off, we'll bring out the data provided. So here, the initial mass M1 is 20 from the question. Then the initial current I1 is 0.5 amperes. So again, and the initial timing T1 is 3 hours. So if we go to the second part now, we are looking for M2, given that the final current supply I2 is 1.5 amperes and the final time T2 is 1 hour. Okay, so to do this, we use Faraday's first law of electrolysis, which tells us that in clear terms, that the mass of an element deposited or liberated at the electrodes is proportional to the quantity of electricity supplied, which means the higher amount of electricity used leads to higher amount of elements being discharged. All right, so let's go. So which means that M is proportional to Q. I will just take us through how we get the formula, but if you know what to do, just go straight to the question. Okay, so which means that M is equal to ZQ, where Z is a constant known as electrochemical equivalent. So, and also recall that Q is equal to IT. Okay, M is mass, Z is electrochemical equivalent, Q is quantity of electricity in coulombs, and I is current, T is what? Time in seconds, current in amperes. So this would mean that M is equal to ZIT. Okay, so let's make the constant subject of the formula. Z will be equal to M divided by IT. So this means that at any instant, as far as this law is concerned, that the ratio of mass to the product of current and time is a constant, wherein we can conclude that M1 over I1 T1 is equal to M2 over I2 T2 and so on. All right, so in the question we're looking for M2. Let's make it subject of the formula. So M2 equals, if we cross multiply this way, it will be M1 I2 T2 over I1 T1. All right, so let's move on. M1 in the question is 20 times I2 in the question is 1.5 times T2 in the question is 1 divided by I1 in the question is 0.5 times T1 in the question is 3. So if we walk through all of this, we would get 20 grams as our final answer. How do I quickly know? 0.5 times 3 is 1.5. So they will cancel out, leaving us with 20 grams. It is this easy to tell. And from here, our answer is obviously option D. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.